What's that say? 4.
No.
It says 4. Fernando, are we doing another Ford?
I think so.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, I can't tell with this. F-O-R. Oh, there's the D for Dean. That's right. Oh, that was cheesy as hell. Yes.
So the F is for Fernando? Ha! Got it.
We are doing another Ford F-150. Yay! I like your shirt, man. That Stinger shirt's kicking. What we got going in this bad boy is this stack of goodies right here. Let's take a look at it. So to start out with, we're gonna do my favorite cam, the Cam LF3. We're of course gonna do the Pack Audio dash kit, which is going to go to this guy right here, the AVH 2330 NEX. Followed up by the Kenwood Exelon X801 0.5 5-channel amplifier. This is gonna go ahead and power up the mids and highs, as well as a pair of 10-inch Kicker Comp RTs. Now, like a lot of these cars, this is phase 1. That's right, today, what are you doing back there?
That's it. I'm happy.
Okay, he opted to do the backup camera and upgrade the radio to an Android Auto radio. Next, we're gonna be doing, of course, the speakers. So today was actually gonna be the speakers, a lesser price radio, no backup camera. Next phase is gonna be all new speakers and a front-facing camera because he's having a hard time with this corner over here. And he's
You
like,
didn't even see me. You see that?
the plan is to go ahead and get this car apart. We've already got it dressed up with the cool, oh, we don't have to do a steering wheel cover because he's already got one. All right, no red steering wheel cover in this one, but don't feel bad, the baby sock will still be there. Let's get this car taken apart and start building it. So this F-150 has suicide door, so we have the big opening here. The back seat works a little bit different in this one than in the actual four-door version. Normally in the four-door version, you just lift this up, and this would actually pull the seat forward a little bit, so you could reach behind here to pull the lever. This one isn't that cool. This one is actually a lot harder because this seat is fixed to the back wall. It doesn't move. It doesn't matter if this is up or down, it doesn't move. So now what you still have to reach up behind here. It's just way more difficult. What you do is once you get it down, this piece right here, this is what you're trying to grab. It's this, not this. Because this is a lot harder, what we like to do is actually put a ringtone on this, and we're gonna make a pull tab for it. So what we went ahead and did is take a 8-gauge ring terminal with a bigger hole that'll go over this square, and then we pinched it down, and we have this piece of 12-gauge that we soldered to it. So now when you close it, all you have to do is pull this, and it opens right up. So once it's closed, all you have to do now is go ahead and come back here where your little red wire is, pull it, and the seat will come down. What we're planning on doing is we're gonna make an amp board that's gonna go right here and house the amplifier. But first, we have to get this monster out. So when you're getting ready to do a backup camera and you're gonna run it underneath the car like this, Fernando is of course wearing safety glasses that he just took off.
Yeah. Okay.
You wanna do that because up underneath these cars, they can be dirty, real nasty. I mean, look at this, is gross. But a lot of the times you get dirt and crud all up underneath your car, so safety glasses, great idea. The camera wire itself. When you're gonna run your camera wire, go ahead and pick yourself up some 1/8 inch or 1/4 inch loom. This is just standard plastic loom. What you wanna do is cover the whole wire in it because it's gonna be outside and exposed. I would go ahead and go for the 1/4 inch just in case you have to run a reverse trigger from the light. You'll be able to fit both wires inside the sheeting. In this case, we don't have to worry about it because the Ford Smart Harness actually provides us with the reverse trigger. But if your car doesn't, let's say this was an older Ford and we had to grab reverse at the light just because it was easier, you'd want 1/4 inch. And then go ahead and of course bring it all the way down to the end. Get yourself some heat shrink because you're gonna wanna cover these ends in heat shrink just to keep them safe. So those are just some of the things you wanna do when putting in a backup camera. Even if you're not doing a pickup truck like this where you're gonna be running the wire outside, let's say you're gonna be running the wire inside the car, going ahead and covering the wire and loom like this just gives it a much nicer look, a little bit more professional. This looks a lot nicer. Let's watch Fernando put in a backup camera. So we got the radio out of the dash. We got pretty much the car apart as far as we need to get it. Now we're gonna go ahead and move on to the kit assembly. We have the factory here. We have the pack kit here. Really, this is the best way as far as how you wanna set this up. Just set them both next to one another like this and swap parts as you move along. I'm not a big fan of taking this all apart and then assembling this. That saves yourself a lot of mistakes, room for error, or anything like that. Let's go ahead, build this kit. So now we're gonna build an amplifier cake. What we have laid out here is the power wires. We have all the shrink wrap we're gonna need, different colors, shapes, and sizes. We have all our terminals set up here. This particular amplifier uses all screw down terminals. So we have all screw down terminal ends here. Let's get to crimping, soldering, and finishing up the wiring. So now that the amplifier is all wired up, basically what we have is the power and ground are going to go down the driver's side of the car. All the signal input and output is going to go down the passenger side of the car. Fernando is finishing up the amp mount, so as soon as that's done, we'll go ahead and get this into the car. Now a couple things to note. On this subwoofer wire right here, it's a staggered, meaning it's the ground on the bottom, positive on the top. What we like to do is cut the wires and stagger them so that you don't have like one wire that like loops out. So something to think about there when you're hooking up the speaker wires to this. We have two 16 gauges connected together that are going to go off to the subwoofer here. We just got the amplifier mounted using our cool rivet tool. If you want to pick one up, you guys know where to find it. Dean and Fernando's tool drawer, dnftooldrower.com. Anyways, let's go ahead and take a look at the amplifier. We're getting ready to run the wires. Like we said, we're going to run the power wire down this side of the car. The signal is going to go down the other side of the car. That's where I'm headed because he's right here and I don't want to be here. So for this, we went ahead and used some ABS right here, and then this is just some plexiglass that we have for making mounts like this where they're going to be behind the seats and you can't see them. It's all zip tied up, looking pretty. This is my RCA and fast wire. We're gonna go ahead and pull this. To do that, we need to fold down this seat. Luckily for us on this side, this seat should just pull down. You have this little pull tab here to get the seat down because this is where your jack is hidden, just in case you didn't know. And of course, what we can do is we can come up. It's gonna go behind all this and then behind this panel here. It's gonna be the same on the other side. And then down through the nice big tunnel that Ford provides us with. Keeps the wire nice and tucked out of the way. And it looks the same over on your side, right, Fernando?
Correct.
So for this amplifier, it does 2 ohm mono on the sub channel. So for that, we're gonna go with 2 dual 2 ohm subwoofers. So the first thing we want to do is make these a 4-ohm driver. So to do that, what we want to do is put a jumper from the negative on one side to the positive on the other. And to do that, we're going to use pieces of 10 gauge that are cut to the exact same length. All right, so now we have 2 4-ohm drivers, meaning when we come off of here and here, and here and here, this is 4-ohm, this is 4-ohm. Now when we combine those two together to the one terminal on the amplifier, that's gonna give us 2-ohm load at the amplifier, which is exactly what this amplifier needs. Quick checklist, the radio is in and ready to test. The amplifier is in and ready to go. We have the subwoofers underneath the seat, the fuse is in underneath the hood. Check, check, check. Is that everything? Check. All right, so now it's to the fun part where we actually get to do the testing to make sure everything is the way it needs to be. So let's head over to the drawer and grab some fun tools. Get our test CDs. There you go. First thing we're gonna grab is our polarity checkers. All right, yours good? Yes. Next up, let's figure out where this radio clip's at. So we've gone ahead and disconnected all the speakers. Now what we have is the DD1 hooked up. We're playing track 1. We're coming out of the output of the amplifier. The gains are turned all the way down and the EQ is set to flat. Go ahead and start turning it up, Fernando. All right, turn it down 1. Right there, what's that?
39.
Okay, let's go to track 2, 1000 hertz, 0 dB. All right, where are we at? We still at 39?
No.
All right, turn it up.
34.
All right, go ahead.
35, 36, 39, 40.
Oh, 39, go down 1. What's
39.
that? All right, so 39 is where this dies. So let's go ahead and go to -5 at 40 hertz. All right, let's go to 100 or 1000 -5. Now, I really don't want the rears to play at the same volume as the front, so I'm just gonna find out where a clip is and I can turn down from there. All right, cool. So we have that. We're done. We have the gain set about where we want them. We know where the worst part is, so we can always go down from there. So now I'm gonna go ahead and get the speaker wires hooked back up. We'll do one quick polarity check, one more, just to make sure that I didn't screw up when I was screwing this in. And then we'll get on to actually listening to the car. So now that we're done with just checking the sound to make sure all the sound stuff is doing what it needs to, we're gonna move on to making sure CarPlay works, making sure the backup camera works, making sure the mic works, steering wheel controls work, and all that stuff. Fernando just turned on the camera. I'm gonna throw it in reverse. Ooh, that looks good. All right, so the camera's working. Let's go ahead and plug in the phone and test. Now he's gonna be doing Android Auto, but as long as we can get this to work here, and we know like our mic and stuff like that. So we wanna come over here and we'll press this button. What's the weather like today?
It's currently cloudy.
That worked.
If you change your mind, you can chance on the
So make sure you always test it. What you're looking to test here is that the AC max, when you turn this all the way, comes on, and then the opposite way, the heat comes on. And then of course you want to make sure that it's blowing cold. That's key. So it has to blow cold. If it doesn't blow cold, that means you didn't get the ribbon cables right. If the AC max doesn't come on or the heat max doesn't come on, that means you got the dial wrong. Hold on. All right, so we've got it. Okay, sorry about the ding, ding, ding. His key is really messed up and it's driving us crazy trying to get it in and out. We have it tuned to these factory speakers we left in. Obviously, we could get a lot more out of it that we had to turn down because these just couldn't take it. Bummer there. Not really, because you need new speakers. So we don't want to blow these you know, right away. So we know he's gonna be back soon for that. Obviously, when we put the new speakers in it, we're gonna have to rerun the DD1 so we can reset the amplifier because we really had to turn it down. Let's take a look at the amplifier. So the amplifier is in and mounted. When you fold the seat up, just make sure that you keep this red thing up like this and just kind of put it, give it a yanking, and you're all good. All right, this one is done. This was exciting, not really. We're gonna back this one out of here. Cool, till next time, on to the next one.